this morning. So if you wouldn't mind giving our opening prayer. We are so grateful and privileged to have you here this evening. The Karen community is such a beautiful community in Bowling Green, giving us so many wonderful gifts of inviting us into their culture and giving back. And so it's a privilege to have you tonight.
Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Bhavatu Tapa Mangalam Rakhantu Tapa Devataṃ Tapa Buddha Nubhavena Taradukhi Bhavantu Te. Bhavatu Tapa Mangalam Rakhantu Tapa Devata Tapa Dhamma Nubhavena Taradukhi Bhavantu Te. Bhavatu Tapa Mangalam Rakhantu Tapa Devata Tapa Thankha Nubhavena Taradukhi Bhavantu Te. Tavidiyo Vivesandhu Togo Rogo Vinadatu Mahadevondondaraya Dukhi Diga Yugo Bhava Abhivadana Dileta Nisa Oda Basayi No Sadaro Dhamma Vidantu Ayu Wono Sukhambalam Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. The Galilee I am a Padabian Bridge, in a Pabia. Not the cello. A Pabia.
Today may you all be filled with countless blessings. May the noble defense protect you by the grace and compassion of the Buddha. May you be healthy to body and mind. By the truth of the Dhamma, may you be from all kinds of suffering by the love in the Buddhist marks. May you first success in all that you do. Sudha, Sudha, Sudha.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you again so much. If you remember the late Marty Deputy, she helped them build their first Buddhist temple here in Bowling Green 15 years ago, and they're continuing to go strong. So it's wonderful tribute to her legacy as well. So thank you all so much for coming. And if everyone will now turn with me, we're going to recite the pledge together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dana. At this time, Mrs. Jackson, will you please provide a roll call?
Commissioner Beasley Brown.
Here.
Commissioner Hill.
Here.
Commissioner Perigin.
Here.
Commissioner Bailey.
Here.
Mayor Alcott.
Here. Mr. Meisel, do you have comments at this time?
I have a couple, Mayor. First one is I'd like to recognize our Code Compliance Division for their reaccreditation. They received the highest score of any accredited agency in the United States.
Wow.
How about that?
Who will? Brad Sikowski, stand up. I know you're here.
Yeah, if you're here
Brad,
with
stand up.
Code, please stand up. They were one of 13 accredited agencies nationwide through the American Association of Code Enforcement. We are the only accredited agency in Kentucky, being a code compliance agency. Scored higher than Dallas, Texas, Miami, Dade County, Florida. So we're in, is it high cotton or tall cotton? High cotton? So congratulations to Brad and his team, Brent Childers, department head. Well done. If you are in the audience and would like to make public comments, make sure you sign the register in the back corner of the room. We'll take that up after regular session. There is a need for a closed session. I'd like Ashley to read the reason.
Pursuant to KRS 61810-1B, for the purpose of deliberations on the future acquisition of real property by the city, as publicity would likely affect the specific piece of likely affect the value of the specific piece of property to be acquired by the city.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Bailey. Any discussion? None. Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey. Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order, Mr. Mauser, you finished? Thank you.
Yes, I am, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, so our first item is our regular minutes for August 19th,
So moved.
2025.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Any discussion? None. Roll call at this time.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey. Alcott.
Yes, municipal order number 2025-205.
Municipal order approving the promotions of Justin Donnelly to the position of captain and Brad Caffey to the position of engineer in the fire department.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Carlos Bailey. Mr. Meisel.
As Chief Brooks is coming up to make his recommendation, I would like to thank John Balance, Captain John Balance, for 20 years of service to this community at the fire department. I've known Captain Balance for a long time, and he's done a great job. Knew him personally before he came to the city, and I'd like to congratulate John for his years of service and his retirement that was effective actually August 31st. So, Chief.
Good evening. I remember when he got hired in 2005, and we blink, and it's 20 years later. That's both a great thing and a problem that we're all going to be facing as a bunch of us in the department, maybe police too, that is getting to that point. So, blessing. With his retirement brings opportunity for a couple within the organization, two that have competed in the promotional process that sit number one on both the engineer and the captain. As I call their name, you got to know that they come qualified, certified, and ready for the positions that await for them if you approve. I'll first call up the engineer, Brad Caffey. Brad's got a long time in the seat as a firefighter. He's been competing and now has run down the number one spot and is in our scope, our focus to be considered for promotion to engineer. Brad carries with the respect that it deserves for the position. Justin Donnelly for the rank of captain. You also got to know that Justin's dad retired on the job as a captain, so this comes full circle for us. As when I walked in the door in 2006, his dad was downtown waiting to be a captain for some of us rookies on the job. So appreciate his fight and willingness to sign up for a different responsibility. These two we bring before you, and we're here to answer any questions you might have.
Chief, do you have some family in here tonight yourself? Yes.
I don't know. They're all family to me.
Okay.
Mayor.
All right. Well, I just want to make sure, but Brad, introduce your family.
Yeah, this is my wife, Millie, who was married maybe 6 years now. She's a nurse at the medical center.
Fantastic. Thank you. And Justin?
This is my mom.
Amy Donnelly. My wife is Stephanie Donnelly, and my firstborn daughter, Aubrey, and Emma, and then Jackson.
And John, you're here tonight? Is John?
No, sir.
He's not. Okay.
He's probably depending when we get back if you approve.
Well, it's a hard one to let go, but we're bringing some great ones up. So thank you, Chief. Commissioners?
Congratulations.
We're going to make this official. And Brad and Justin, please stand. Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, our newest engineer and captain. Thank you. Congratulations. Municipal Order Number 2025-206.
Municipal order approving the career path advancement of Timmy Cowles to the position of Operations Technician 3 in the Public Works Department.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
I'd like to ask Andy Souza, our Public Works Director, to come up and tell you about the career path advancement of Mr. Cowles. Andy.
Evening, Commissioners, Mr. Mayor, and citizens. So tonight is a great opportunity for me to sort of brag on the department again. Unfortunately, Timmy is not here tonight. Timmy joined the department in October of 21, and then in February of 23, he promoted to our level 2. And so tonight I'm asking for permission to promote him to level 3. What that means is Timmy will now be on call for Public Works. So this last weekend, whenever we have a downed tree or something happens in the city and we need help with heavy equipment, our on-call representatives do that. This promotion moves him into that category. I would be remiss if I didn't mention he is also our Silent Performer Award winner for last year. So we have 3 awards in Public Works, and the one that sort of gets the least amount of attention, sadly, is the one that keeps the person that has their head down. Not looking for fame, not looking for attention, and Timmy is that guy. So if you see the Vector truck, that's that big green truck that says City of Bowling Green on it, looks like a shop vac on wheels. Timmy is our primary operator for that, cleaning out all the city storm sewers. And I humbly ask for your promotion tonight. He is fully qualified, and I'll answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Andy. Questions at this time? None. Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Congratulations to Timmy. Municipal Order Number 2025-207.
Municipal order approving the probationary appointment of Chelsea Carroll to the position of Geographic Information System Engineer in the Information Technology Department.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
I'd like to ask Tiara Britt, our HR Manager for IT, to come up and make this recommendation. This is one of the 11 non-public safety positions you all approved in the FY26 budget, so I'm going to hand it off to Tiara.
Good evening, Commissioners and Mayor. We would like to make a recommendation this evening, of course, for the GIS engineer position. I need to look at these responsibilities. This person is going to be using a lot of the ArcGIS Pro, probably doing some geospatial analysis, planning, maintaining, doing infrastructure. We had 20 applicants received. We interviewed 8, and we'd like to recommend Ms. Chelsea Carroll, who's here this evening, if she would please stand. So Chelsea is a graduate of Taylor County High School in Campbellsville, Kentucky. She earned a bachelor's in geography as well as environmental science, but also holds a minor in computer science. And she has been with the Barren River Area Development District for the past 4 years as a GIS specialist. So she's ready to rock and roll if you guys will have her.
All right, Chelsea, I think you packed a pew tonight, so introduce who's with you tonight. Hi, Evan. And you have some other people from Brad here? Well, we're glad you're here. Thank you, Eric. So it's great to see her. Chelsea, congratulations to you. So stand up. We're going to make this official. All right, roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, congratulations, Chelsea. Municipal Order Number 2025-208.
Municipal order approving the probationary appointment of Morgan Todd to the position of Communications Dispatcher 1 in the Police Department.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Bailey, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
I'm going to ask Aaron Halsey, our Director of HR and Risk Management, to come up and make this recommendation.
Good afternoon. So I would like to recommend Morgan Todd to be appointed to the position of Communications Dispatcher 1. As a reminder to you all in the public, we do have 2 levels for Communications Dispatcher. So primarily we'll be taking the emergency 911 calls as well as doing fire department dispatch as well. And then hopefully we'll learn at her own pace and advance to throughout our career path. So as you'll note on the memo, there was 136 applications. As a reminder, that's throughout the year. We open the position and we keep it open. So that's how many candidates we have screened and they have come through the process at varying points. This particular phase, we have interviewed 6. So very excited for Morgan to join us. She has a bachelor's degree in Forsonic Psychology, Arabic, and Criminology from WKU, and a master's degree from University of Kentucky in International Security and Diplomacy. She's most recently a substitute teacher in Russellville. So please let me know if you have any questions.
Aaron, hi, Morgan. Do you have anyone with you?
Yes, I have my parents, Forrest and Angela Todd, and my grandmother and parents.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations to you. Hang on, we're going to make this official. Commissioners, questions?
Morgan, you come from a great family. I love your grandmother. Welcome to the city.
All right, let's make this official. Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, congratulations, Morgan. Municipal order number 2025-209.
Municipal order authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into grant agreements for strategic neighborhood grants with various organizations.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
I'm going to ask Leda Becker, our Community Engagement Division Manager, to come up and give you the overview of this item. It's we changed some things, and I'll let I won't steal Leda's thunder. I'll hand it off to her. Leda.
Right. Good afternoon, Mayor, City Commissioners. As you know, the city has had a neighborhood grant program since 1999. It's had various iterations, and the last one was called Flexible Neighborhood Grant Program. It was put in place after the COVID pandemic when we needed to be flexible about how we utilize the funds that impacted neighborhoods. But we took the time to change and look at the program as we merged the divisions, international communities and neighborhood services. And we decided to call it Strategic Neighborhood Grant Fund. We revamped the program, relaunched it on July 1st, and we had decided to have 2 cycles for the program. You had allocated $60,000 in the budget for these grants, and we wanted to have a fall grant cycle and a spring grant cycle. So we just ran the publicity and applications through the month of July for the fall cycle. I'm pleased to announce that we had 19 applicants submit completed applications. The review committee decided to recommend 10 of these applicants for the neighborhood grants. The total amount of requests was over $96,000. So we actually recommended not only to utilize the $30,000 that we allocated for the fall cycle, well, we're also dipping into some surplus funds from the previous grant years to be able to make the greatest impacts. The 10 grant recommendations, if you would permit me to give you a brief synopsis of who we are recommending for funding. The Parker Bennett Northern Heights Back to School Bash, which requested $6,000 for that yearly annual event that brings neighbors together from the neighborhood and gives them backpacks and school supplies, and that is a collaboration with the City of Bowling Green and Bowling Green Police Department, and we're recommending $6,000 for funding. The Chenoweth Decorative Stop Signs to complete their circle. This was a previous grant award for the Chenoweth neighbors. The project was completed in 2024, and they requested grant funding to complete that circle. And we are recommending funding for $4,050.64. We also are recommending the award for $6,000 for College Hill Neighborhood Historic Neighborhood Stop Signs. They are requesting 6 decorative signs and historic stop signs and signposts at strategic intersections. And so we are recommending that full award. We are also recommending $2,623 for the Eaglestone Neighborhood Safety Project, which will fund the purchase and installation of partial fencing in strategic points to deter trespassers. We have with us representatives from Eaglestone Neighborhood here with us. They're here with us as well. And then we have also recommendations for the Delafield Neighborhood Cleanup and Community Projects for $2,002. We'll fund the purchase and installation of 10 historic Delafield street signs. neighborhood cleanups, and a crockpot cook-off to bring neighbors together. We're also recommending $6,000 for the Cumberland Ridge HOA for their entrance lighting improvement project, which will go to replace their deteriorated original entrance lighting, which is currently not even working, so it's completely been turned off. Not only will it benefit the neighbors at Cumberland Ridge, but everyone else who drives on Cumberland Trace Road. That is a massive project that the neighbors are funding, which they estimate a cost of $18,000 to $25,000. So we're only helping them to complete that with $6,000 of the project. We have the president of their HOA, Adam Ryder, is here with us. Hi, Adam. We're also recommending another grant for the amount of $3,500 for the Northern Heights entrance sign replacement. So our neighbors are at Northern Heights. Their entrance in front of Parker Bennett Elementary was destroyed and stolen, and it's gone. And so they are requesting for us to help them replace that sign in front of Ida Street. And they weren't able to locate it, so we're helping them fund a new entrance sign. We also have another recommendation for Hunting Creek entrance revamp. The neighbors at Hunting Creek want to make sure they do a complete revamp of landscaping, cleanup of their entrance signs. The neighbors there have, Elena Bronson and her husband have been maintaining the entrance at Hunting Creek for over 14 years, all on their own. So we are recommending that we fund that project. The number 9th grant is Roselawn Way, sprucing up the neighborhood, which will fund the purchase and installation of decorative stop signs and mailboxes along their 4-way stop and mailboxes on the street. And the final recommendation for a combination of $3,000, $1,000 from this year, and $2,000 from previous grants for the Shake Rag Festival. And that will support this annual community celebration in our historic Shake Rag neighborhood. So those are the 10 grants that we are recommending for funding for this fall session of our Strategic Neighborhood Grant Funds. Does anyone have any questions for me? Jake is here, Jake Moore. He is our grants coordinator. He will be managing the grants moving forward. So any questions related to the grants, he'll be happy to answer as well.
Leda, thank you so much. You put a lot of effort and people have a lot of trust, and you've built that trust. Can you tell us a little bit about the committee that makes this decision on the grants?
This year we chose to keep it simple, as we had really good projects and we had really easy decisions to be made with the projects at hand. So I reviewed the grants, and then Jake and our director, Brent Childers, met, and we reviewed the grants. We scored them through a matrix and a rubric so that we would have maximum impact for the neighborhoods and be as strategic as possible.
Leda, thank you guys, and thank you, Jake, and Mr. Childers, Brent as well. And for you guys coming, because it just shows, you know, how much you guys care about your neighborhoods. For the Housing Authority, not the Housing Authority, the homeless, I think you're the president of the Homeless Association in Cumberland Ridge, and then Eaglestone. Thank you guys, and thank the Bowling Green Police Department. You guys are always there for the Parker Bennett neighborhood and basically giving those kids back, because we know if you give a child the start, basically to help them out, it's gonna go forward. So all these grants are great. You know, the Shake Rag, the street lights, it shows like the beautification of Bowling Green goes so much further than what we're seeing just out there on the outskirts of the interstate. And it shows like how much people care about their neighborhoods and how they want to make sure that it still looks nice. And I think these are great grants and stuff. And did you say this is going to extend? It's going to have 2 grants, or did I hear that
We'll
wrong?
have another cycle in the spring, beginning January 1st, for an additional $30,000.
How can the public know how to apply for these grants?
The application is still posted on the city's website under Neighborhood and Community Services. You can look it up for Strategic Neighborhood Grant Funds, and they can apply either through a PDF fillable application. There is also an online application that they can submit. So they can begin preparing for those spring projects if they want to go ahead and start working on their application, but we will open the application period again on January 1st.
Thank you so much.
Leda, thank you for all this. It's great. It's wonderful. We love this every year. It's really great. Do you encourage those that applied that did not receive grants to go ahead and reapply?
Correct. So anyone who didn't receive a grant during this cycle is encouraged to reapply for the spring cycle and complete their application then. Some of the applications that we had submitted, although very well-intentioned, were from neighborhoods not located in the city limits of Bowling Green. That's oftentimes, people get confused where the city limits might be or might not be. So they were really great applications, but we weren't able to fund them because of that, and some may not have met the eligibility criteria. So there wasn't really any other projects that were so good that we passed up. We tried to make the greatest impact with the funds that we had available.
So much, Leda. I know in this period where we were revamping the department that we had lots of inquiries about when we're going to start the neighborhood grants back. So thank you for working to restart it so quickly after getting into your new position. And I just want to thank all the neighborhoods who applied and who have these projects. As we continue to grow as Bowling Green, we know that having strong neighborhoods where neighbors are checking out on each other, that we're taking pride in our neighborhoods, and having that strong base where we live is going to help us, keep who we are as Bowling Green as we grow. That we're this small town that's growing. That really we know we are each other and we care about each other, and we're investing in our neighborhoods and our city. So just thank all of you. I know there's a lot of time, unpaid, taking care of these neighborhoods, and so I just can't thank you enough for the ways that you all are taking leadership in our city and your neighborhoods.
Great. No further discussion. Also, thank you, Leda. Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2025-210.
Municipal order authorizing acceptance of a grant for Transportation Alternatives Program funds and grant agreement from the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet in the amount of $440,000 for the Three Springs Road sidewalk project.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
We would like your all's approval to accept a TAP grant, Transportation Alternatives Program grant from our Transportation Cabinet in Frankfort. We're looking at an 80-20 grant, $440,000 grant with a match of $110 required by us, the local match. This would construct a 5-foot sidewalk out there on Three Springs Road from the Wheatstone intersection to the Fieldstone Farms entrance, and then across from Fleeland. It's about 3,500 linear feet of sidewalk that would help that area. Pedestrians transverse up and down Three Springs Road, get over to Fleeland. I recommend your approval. Jake Moore is here, can answer your questions, worked on this one, as well as Brent Childers.
Great. Questions at this time? Okay. Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2025-211.
Municipal order approving a public art agreement with Arts of Southern Kentucky, Inc.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
So we were approached, Brent Childers, by the Arts of Southern Kentucky. They have a project they would like to do on the corner of Circus Square, corner of 7th and State. It's a little mound there across from Hickory and Oak. They would like to place a piece of art there. Brent's been in conversation with them. Hillary, I'd like to thank her for working on this agreement. With the anticipation of there being more of these to come along, we thought we'd put together an agreement that outlines what our responsibilities would be. Basically, the city is going to be responsible for preparing any kind of site, the footing. We can do that in-house, we think, with our Public Works department. The footing for any kind of artwork, statue, sculpture, that sort of thing, and then Arts of Southern Kentucky, Inc. would be responsible for fundraising, commissioning, and setting the piece in place. but we're very excited about this one coming up on the corner of 7th and State with your all's approval. I think we sent you some information on that one. It's going to be really, really awesome for that corner. There's really never been anything there, but it's really going to look great there. I think Jeff Reed's here with us tonight. Jeff, do you have anything you want to?
If you don't mind.
Hey, come on up, please.
I'd like to make clear that Arts of Southern Kentucky is just a corporate name. It's SkyPack. So I'm happy to be here to talk on behalf of this project. You know, I have a dream to see Bowling Green just full of public art. The best thing about public art is it's free. Everything we do at SkyPack usually has a ticket, but this is for everyone. Public art's more than decoration. It's going to build Bowling Green's identity. If you've ever been to a big city or Europe, you're going to see a lot of public art. It'll create pride by reflecting our culture and history. It also drives economic growth. It could attract visitors downtown and support our local businesses. Public art improves quality of life, making our spaces more vibrant and encouraging people to gather and connect. It supports education and creativity by inspiring learning and giving local artists a platform on which to shine. Investing in public art is really an investment in Bowling Green's future. You may have seen the public art in front of SkyPack. Thanks to Joe Davis's $200,000 donation, BGMU has had recent sculptures, many murals around town. Well, those are just the beginning. As was mentioned, this sculpture in front of Hickory and Oak, across from Hickory and Oak, is thanks to a $70,000 gift from former Mayor Johnny Webb and his wife Glenna. It's going to be a 12-foot globe representing the immigrant population. Johnny has a lot of pride in having had a hand in that. So when you see the globe, there will be a star on every location from which immigrants have come and relocated into Bowling Green. So again, I have this dream that this place will be covered with public art. And thank you for your support in making that happen.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate your vision. Appreciate the generosity of many of our citizens that have added and put a lot of effort into the beautification of Bowling Green, into Project Pride and I-65 Beautify. Johnny Webb is a mayor emeritus and a mentor to us all. Thank you. All right. Commissioners, further comments? Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2025-19, first reading, non-binding.
Ordinance creating interlocal agreement with Warren County and Barren River Area Development District.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown.
So
second-
sorry, I didn't finish.
Oh, sorry.
Ordinance creating and approving interlocal cooperation agreement with Warren County and Barren River Area Development District regarding use of opioid settlement funds.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Perigin. Mr. Meisel.
This one is one we discussed a few weeks ago pertaining to our opioid settlement money. I may need a little help with this one, but Hillary worked on this one pretty hard. Katie, Mr. Eric Sexton is here with us tonight, Executive Director of BRAD. And we think we're ready to be the first one out of the box on this one. And so in your packets, you'll see the agreement between us and the BRAD. And if you'll look at Exhibit B, it's in page 73 of my packet, but Exhibit B is where we are pledging to, let me get there. We are pledging $750,000 of our opioid money that we have collected so far for the FY26 year, and we'll follow that up in FY27 and FY28 with $125,000 per year of our opioid settlement money. And this would go toward, we have chosen to dedicate it specifically to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Intake or Crisis Intake Center. And so we had three choices: the Barren River Office of Drug Control Policy, and then the Life Learning Center. But we've been such a big part of the substance abuse and mental health intake center that we'd like to put it there. So Hillary, do you have anything to add on that? And Eric, would you like to say a few words? But we are asking for your all's approval to trigger this and make it active.
I'll be very brief. I just want to thank Hillary. She put a lot of time and effort into drafting the resolution. And this will be the first one of many across the region. Many of our communities want to pledge a portion of their opioid settlement funds to the Anchor project as a whole or to a specific component. So we're very appreciative for the city to take this under consideration and appreciative of Hillary's time. I'm glad to answer any questions that you all would have about the project and its progress. I will say tomorrow is our regional quarterly opioid advisory committee meeting, and we're excited. The design firm will be there to present the final design documents as we move towards a groundbreaking. And I'll also share that you should have all received an invitation to the groundbreaking, which is September the 22nd at 10 a.m. Over at Life Skills corporate office on Lovers Lane. So we're really excited about that. A lot of great momentum. This is a unique approach. It is not a single solution to the opioid and substance abuse problem that we have in our region, but it is certainly going to be I believe, a state-of-the-art response and a true testament to what happens when you put multiple people together across a region wanting to advance and do something good for their community. So I just want to thank each of you for the role that you played in that. And again, especially to Hillary. She met with me several times. She also met with Brooke, who's with me tonight from our Office of Drug Control Policy. And so we're here to be of assistance to you and answer questions as the project advances.
Would you mind just sharing for the public who may haven't just now hearing about the Anchor project, just how these three pieces fit together in terms of our opioid response and why it's important to do that regionally?
Sure. Thank you, Commissioner. First of all, I will direct you to our website. We're hosting a landing page where all of this information and more can be found, including the early work that was led by the City of Bowling Green to convene stakeholders to look into what could be some options and solutions to this. But essentially, the three phases are housing a regional mental health crisis and substance abuse intake center. And it is modeled after an evidence-based facility out of Arizona, and then similar to a facility just south of us in Nashville, Tennessee. Those facilities have really worked hard to work on recidivism, which is important in our communities, and really how we treat individuals who are experiencing either a substance abuse or mental health crises. The second phase is a workforce to recovery program. This is being modeled after the only one in the nation, which is in northern Kentucky. It's called the Life Learning Center. There, candidates can be handed off, if you will, from the Crisis Center to the Life Learning Center. So the Life Learning Center will be located in the Brad region as well. They're looking at the area of Hart County along the 65 corridor. This is a 12-week evidence-based program as well. This has been wildly successful in northern Kentucky with a lot of support, and so this will actually give us an opportunity then to stabilize individuals, but then find them housing, workforce, and a program that works for them. And then the third piece, and these are all working simultaneously, it's not one triggers the other. The third piece is Brooke and our Office of Drug Control Policy. You know, someone that's actually looking out for our counties and cities and helping them adopt best practices and policies as we move forward in this area. Again, knowing that there's no one single source solution, but how can we look at prevention programs further in our school districts and partner and support those districts in educating our youth? How can we continue to navigate the workforce space and bring police social working into the picture, or things that might remediate or provide assistance to our law enforcement community that is just completely overworked and overwhelmed. So that in a short presentation is kind of the Anchor project, and it's this three-tiered approach. While all three elements do exist in other parts of the state and country, Those three components do not exist in a single region, and so for that reason, we're proud to say that we're bringing something unique to the Brad region centered here out of Warren County and Bowling Green.
Eric, I just want to thank you so much. It's just such an exciting project that where you have, I know you had that leadership to kind of bring everyone together when the funds started coming in, making sure we were maximizing the potential for how we can have a powerful impact. And so just thank you for your leadership on that. And just also want to thank Commissioner Perigin for her leadership on the Mental Health Crisis Center and how exciting it is that we're finally be having that groundbreaking soon. And just really excited about all this collaboration and what it's going to mean for being able to have this positive, compassionate response that will help folks get back on their feet and thrive.
Thank you for that, Dana. I will tell you that there were 32 people on a committee that we got several of them in here today, and Chief and others that really studied this issue and really looked at it from mental health, policing, healthcare, health department, just on and on. I keep going. The judiciary, the jail, all of these places are affected when somebody has a mental health crisis. And so we have a solution, a short-term solution for them to get help immediately. And then the type of help that they need is mental health care, not necessarily incarceration and other things that are happening today. But thank you for that, Dana. And it's been a real pleasure to be a small part of this initiative.
And
Look forward to the ribbon cutting.
I want to echo, I guess, thank you again, Commissioner Sue Perigin. This is something that I believe Dana and I actually ran on back in 2018 and 2020. As a lawyer, I've seen it every day because sometimes it's the worst day of someone's life. And basically to help them out and to get them back on their feet. So I'm glad when she brought this up and when we got it, because we ran on this in 2018 and 2020. So the thing is, the police is giving them the tools, not necessarily actually to put them in jail, but to get somebody's life back together. I've seen people as a lawyer on their worst day. I've walked in there and seen like how they were struggling with addiction, struggling with mental health, because we see sometimes it's not always drugs that actually has people that's out on the street. Sometimes it can be abuse, sometimes it can be drugs, but then sometimes it could be basically what you're talking about is mental health. To have all these programs, that's the thing that we're supposed to, that's the thing that I love to being up here, is basically showing somebody that their life matters. It's basically to try to get them back to where they're supposed to be, and hopefully not just helping that individual out, but it's also helping their families out. That's an investment. That's a blessing, and hopefully this is going to be something that can be long-term, because we know incarceration isn't always the solution. Because when you incarcerate someone that's having the bad day, the worst day of their life, you are going to turn someone who had a mental health issue into a long-term criminal, and then they're going to go to prison. So thank you guys for having this, and thank you, Commissioner Perigin, for actually having a building. So now moving forward, we're going to help lives out. So thank you, Mr. Sexton. And Brooke, I can't see you, but thank you as well.
Yeah, can we introduce Brooke? I think the community would like to know.
Come up here for a minute. Brooke doesn't like to be in front of me. She is getting over that quickly with me.
She will get over that because she's going to be sought
Brooke
after.
Edwards has been on our staff, Mayor and Commission, for some time, working in our Waiver Services Division, and she carries with her some mental health credentials. And so we're very fortunate that when the opportunity arose for us to create the Office of Drug Control Policy for the 10-county region, she was in line and ready. She's fully invested in this vision as well and completely understands the whole person through this process. So right now, we're using her as a co-project manager, which is probably not where either of us want to be, but it's where we need to be at this moment. But we're really looking forward to the long-term residency of the Office of Drug Control and how we can help individuals long-term. And you all know these funds are coming for several years to come, and new settlements are being reached quite frequently, and so I anticipate there will be more opportunities to collaborate and partner. And so our long-term vision is that the Office of Drug Control Policy can kind of be your point guard for all things related to policy and best practice. Yes, thank you, Brooke, for being here with us today.
Well, I'm going to caveat before you step away. This commission did work hard on this. We have come a long way since we met for homelessness, affordable housing, and mental health. And what we did as a commission, we had those working sessions to understand what we didn't have what we really needed, and we understood from multiple aspects. And I'm really proud that Sue, you led this team, because we didn't know where the money was going to come from, and we didn't know how, but we knew what, and we all knew that when we have initiatives in all three of those, at this living moment, we have initiatives for homelessness. We have over 150 million going into affordable housing, and we're grateful for all of our partners. And this is an initiative that we started here, but it grew to a regional response. And so the fact is, our legislators came on board, and now it's about leadership. It's about putting our efforts into these to make sure they work, to make sure our original goal with the chief was that our police officers were not mental health providers. They're first responders that handle a mental health crisis. But 24 or 48 hours later, we're still in that situation today. And we have a vision, we have a goal, we have a united team up here, but we have incredible community partners out here that have made this vision happen, and I'm really proud of the entire team. And the next 20 years, there's opioid settlement dollars that are coming to us. We had no idea of that from the beginning. We had no idea we'd get $20 million from the legislators. We had no idea it would be a regional response. But here it is happening, and we've got to remain united as leaders to make sure these things work and to show the rest of the Commonwealth how it can be done. So there's more work ahead. Agree.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to say one last thing. It would be remiss not to mention Jodan Beavers, who's the Director of Life Skills, we met for 18 months. We're still meeting. This is going on 2+ years. That took the reins and wrote the white paper, and then all of the committee members gathered data, provided him with data. But he's actually, Life Skills has donated the land, and I'd say it's a several $million piece of land out there at their campus on Lover's Lane. And I would also be remiss if I didn't personally thank Kevin Jackson, who was the lead lawmaker in our committee that never missed a meeting. I bet that man's been in 25 meetings regarding this, and just really carried the bucket of water up to Frankfurt and beat the desk, and a whole bunch of them came along and understood and had. The ability to share the clear vision of what we're trying to do is not a simple matter when it's so unique. So anyway, I now thank the chief and Brett Hightower and everybody that came together and provided the data and made the case. So we look forward to giving them some relief and to having this facility open for the citizens that are in a crisis. Thank you all.
Well, again, we're excited. Working together is how this will continue to achieve, I think, great things. So I appreciate that so much. Here to answer any questions.
All right. Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2025-20, first reading, non-binding.
Ordinance amending Code of Ordinances. Ordinance amending Chapter 15, Business and General Regulations, to add Subchapter 15-10, Regulation of Massage Facilities, and further amending Chapter 24, Sexually Explicit Business Licensing Regulation, related to Subchapter 24-2, Definitions of the City of Bowling Green Code of Ordinances.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Bailey, second by Commissioner Perigin. I'm going to turn this over to Commissioner Dana Beasley Brown to introduce.
Thank you, Mayor. Hand it over to City Manager or the Chief.
I'll try to give a brief overview. So in your packets, you received a memo from Chief Delaney explaining the need for changes to our Chapter 15, which is our Business and General Regulations, and our Chapter 24, Sexually Explicit Business Licensing Regulations. And so before you tonight is some amendments to those two chapters. We would like to have more, I guess, for lack of a better term, teeth to our ordinances and regulate the business of massage parlors. We have seen increase over the years in massage parlors that are not massage parlors. They're illicit businesses conducting or doing things they shouldn't be doing. And so in your packets is the amendments to Chapter 15 and the memo from Chief Delaney explaining the need to do this. In that memo, the chief outlines several benefits of this, and he mentions that, first of all, we're going to enhance public safety with these changes. We're going to combat human trafficking with these changes. We are in a location, being on I-65, we are a very easy location for human trafficking between states, right on the interstate. And that's been happening, and we want to stop that in our city and our community. And so also this is going to improve our quality of life, support legitimate businesses. We do have real massage parlors, licensed masseuses out there that are just trying to make a good living and do things the right way, and we want to protect them as well. And finally, in this, all these changes, we are protecting consumers seeking legitimate massage parlors. And so in this ordinance, we are giving permission to do inspections by code enforcement and the police department to keep a closer eye on these places and to give sufficient oversight and enable us to intervene when there is illegal exploitive operations going on. So Chief is here. Hillary worked on this as well, and we'll be glad to answer any questions you may have. And to Commissioner, I'll just hand it back over to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Chief Delaney or Lieutenant Colonel Bowles, do either you want to talk about the why, just from your all's boots on the ground experience of the need for this ordinance?
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to speak tonight. The why is really we're trying to protect our community, and this ordinance will help us help our community and help those who are being human trafficked. We've seen in the past where we did some inspections on some of these places, and the women who are held in these facilities, they're having to live there with no IDs. They don't even know what state they're in a lot of times. And I-65 is the corridor. It's easy to move these women around from place to place before we can even get them assistance. Sometimes people ask, why do you arrest the people who are being human trafficked? It's really to get them in the system, to try to help them, to get them away from their captives. So the why is really protection. Protection and allowing us to have the tools we need to protect these people.
Thank you. Hillary, would you mind just sharing the how, like how this ordinance is going to give us the tools that we need to be able to combat human trafficking?
Sure. Most of our ordinances are not regulatory. They are, what we have is a business registration so that the city of Bowling Green knows that someone is conducting business here. They file their occupational tax returns, their net profit returns, but we don't have any authority to shut them down if they are not following or compliance with certain rules. We do have some businesses that are regulatory. Our towing ordinance is regulatory. Our mobile food trucks, alcohol licensing is regulatory. So similar to those, this gives us the option to say if you are going to have a massage facility in our city, you have to be compliant with these rules. There cannot be, it cannot be a place where people also sleep, so that people who are being human trafficked, there can be no beds in there other than treatment beds. You have to have your license posted from the city. You have certain times that are available. You can't move around. What was happening with our police is that they would come upon one that was an illegal, it would advertise as though it offered massages, but it's actually a place where they prostitute women or human traffic women. So you cannot advertise one place, get shut down, and then move to another. The police will know where all of our massage facilities are, legitimate and illegitimate. It just requires compliance and knowledge as far as the city of who's running these particular massage facilities, who is the owner. For example, Melissa at Massage Fix spoke. She's the owner. She will list principles of her business so that we don't have some LLC that's a shell company in Chicago that opens a place and calls it a massage facility, but it's actually a place for human trafficking and illegal sex trafficking. So this will allow us to require compliance with certain rules similar to tow trucks and medical marijuana. And if the companies are not, if they don't provide that information, if they have people sleeping in there, if they are conducting sexual activities, illegal sexual activities in there, the city can shut the business down and not allow them to operate and revoke their license. With due process, of course, they would be entitled to a hearing and an appeal, but you know, we do have a lot of good massage therapists in our town, and so for the people that advertise massage that aren't either licensed or actually trained or giving massages and are taking advantage of people that come into our country, it's really, this is a way to just stop that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I say thank you to everybody involved, Dana and everybody? This is horrific. I had a conversation with the officer that's assigned to this area not too long ago down at the police headquarters, and it's just really horrific what goes on. And so this sounds a lot like not related to the business, but like at the state level, cosmetology. My sister is a cosmetologist. She has to get a license. She has to post it. She has to get inspected. Does the state have any regulations, or shouldn't they?
The state regulates massage therapists. So when you are trained to be a massage therapist, you have a license issued by the state, and they do regulate the therapist. We are not regulating the therapist, we're regulating the facilities, because there are people out there, the state doesn't require a license for you to offer a massage. I have talked to KLC about that. Right, and so there are different ways that you can get around that. Foot massages, hand massages, shoulder massages. Of course, a trained massage therapist is going to be your best option, but there are these places that open up and act as though they're trained or licensed, and they're not. And so they don't regulate the facilities. They don't regulate the building, the brick and mortar place. They don't say you can't sleep there or you can't work from 6 a.m. until 4 a.m., you know, where some of these people are open crazy hours, and they're not performing trained massage therapy. So they do regulate the massage therapist who goes to school and gets a certificate, but not in general massage facilities.
So they're regulating the people that are on the up and up. And
right.
So maybe that is something KLC and all of us that are board members could take up to see if we couldn't get some teeth, not just in Bowling Green, and I appreciate what's going on in Bowling Green, but this should be across the country, really.
And I have talked to them about that, and I also sent them our draft ordinance, which JD thought was just excellent. That was a very good plan for us. So we have talked to them about that, but I'm glad that we have some teeth, even if everyone else doesn't.
As someone that was born and raised here, it breaks my heart to know this is going on in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I never imagined this was going on in our town. So Commissioner Beasley Brown, thank you for being involved in this. The chief, everyone that was involved in this, thank you. I know we can't go backwards, but I do want to keep our community safe and not have this going on in our community. And when this hit the news and social media, my daughter, who no longer lives in Bowling Green, sent me the clip and said, "Way to go, Bowling Green. I hope everyone does this." So thank you.
Mr. Beasley Brown, Mayor, thank you for doing this. These things, what I'm hearing is basically that we're making sure that there's not a building to bring human trafficking. There ain't no safe haven and stuff. There was a story in 2019 where the Bowling Green Police Department cracked down on human trafficking. There was a story in 2023 when Bowling Green Police Department cracked down on human trafficking. There's a story in 2025 where Bowling Green Community Police Department cracked down on human trafficking. There was a story up north in Indianapolis, or Indiana, about like 2 or 3 weeks ago, where there was an 18-year-old girl who was human trafficked, and the police had to get involved just to go there. What we see is that these are illicit businesses. They're not legitimate massage parlors. They're basically something that is a safe haven where you can bring young women, as the chief of police basically told us, that they have something and then they don't even know where they're at, or they're in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and then what they're having is sexual relationships with men that is not consensual. It has to be very understood that they're being coerced. Sometimes it could be through drugs, sometimes it could be not having water, not having food until they perform these acts. That is not right. And sometimes their families don't even know where they're at, and they don't even know where they're at in the world. So they're being coerced. They're victims themselves, and through all this. So places that they're using this like storefronts is something used for darker purposes. Women are coerced. Sometimes there is no place or where they can reach out just to get help, and they wait on the police to come. So thank you guys for coming so they can be safe and they can be returned, hopefully, back to their families. But we also know that they're experiencing some trauma. This is not a business. This is not something that is far darker, and we're trying to help these women out. So every time you hear about these places, there are victims when you hear about those young women that is happening to. And being a father of 4 daughters, I'll be honest with you, when I hear those stories in Indianapolis, when I hear the stories in Lexington, Kentucky, when I hear the stories in Bowling Green, Kentucky, my daughters are very, very small, as some of you guys know, and they're in college. And I always pray for them that this never happens to them, and I always wonder, are they okay? Because when they're away from me, I know that I feel like anything can happen, and I'm constantly texting them, where are you at? Make sure you're in your house at nighttime. So thank you for allowing this and protecting our community where there is no storefront or safe haven where human trafficking can happen.
Well, I have a statement to make, but I wanted to invite Melissa from Massage Fix up here just to let folks know how can they know that where they're going is a legitimate massage business? What do they look for so they know that they are not, helping to, give money to human trafficking organizations, but to really trained, licensed massage therapist?
Well, thank you, Commissioner. There's a lot of misunderstanding, and even tonight we've kind of heard a little bit about that, and hopefully we will be able to do something to re-educate our community. Just for instance, I don't work at a massage parlor. That's 1950s, and those were hookers, okay? It's a massage therapy center or a massage therapist, and we're not masseuses. There's another underbelly in which this community has not talked about yet, but it's called mongering, and if you're not familiar with that, please look that up. It is an internet game that men play, and they victimize us as legitimate massage therapists, and they have a whole lexicon, and masseuse and parlor and rub and things like that are words that we have to drop. We have to drop it because our community is confused. My own sweet little grandmother was confused. She's passed now, but she used to say to me, "Oh, Melissa, do you still do that thing?" She thought I was a hooker. And it was very distressing to me, but kind of funny to our family, so we let it go. But it's just to make the point that it's very, very confusing. So to your question, how do you know if you've entered into a legitimate massage therapy facility? Number one, we are regulated by the state of Kentucky. We have to go 600 hours to an accredited school. You have to have an FBI background check, fingerprints, and you have to take a national exam. And then once that's done, you apply for a license. How does the public know that? Well, the state requires that we print out our certificate. It has the state logo on it. It has our photograph on it. And you can also go on, I think it's oop.ky.gov, and you can do a quick verification. You can put in my first name. You'll see all the Melissas that have licenses. If you know my whole name, you can put it in. It'll show you my license, if I've ever had a complaint against me, if I've ever been sanctioned, any kind of thing like that. And it tells you my initial date and my expiration date. Every 2 years, we have to reapply. We have to have continuing education. And that's how people, when you walk into a facility, you have to see that. And I'm so excited in January, I'll have another document to put on my wall. I'm so excited that says we're all a team in town. So that's how you would know.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I want to thank Melissa and just everybody. This ordinance, it's about protecting the most vulnerable in our community. We had licensed massage therapists like Melissa, city staff, law enforcement that came together to ensure safe, legitimate businesses like Massage Fix and other legitimate businesses can thrive, and human trafficking will be shut down. And we are sending a very clear message that Bowling Green is united in protecting our community from human trafficking. I wish all of you, our citizens watching, could have been in the room to see staff from all the different departments all together at one table. It was a room full of unlikely crime fighters united for one cause. And every team brought their unique expertise. We had Katie Schaller-Ward and Sean Weeks from finance. You and your team, you brought your knowledge of licensing and compliance. Danita, she was here earlier, her team at IT, just hundreds and hundreds of hours building an IT system that is user-friendly and links multiple departments together and makes it easy for these massage therapy businesses to be able to apply for their license. Brad and his team at Code Enforcement, so Brent, thank you for Neighborhood Community Services. They brought their knowledge and experience of inspections. And of course, Detective Dillon, he was the one who really spearheaded this from the beginning of his work to shut down human trafficking all these years. And then with the amazing support from Chief Delaney and Lieutenant Colonel Bowles, your all's leadership really brought this together. And of course, Melissa from Massage Fix, she was the insider knowledge of how do we make sure that legitimate massage businesses can thrive and that we're really targeting those who are coming into our town from New York City, Chicago, and operating these human trafficking fronts. How do we target them to specifically help shut them down? And I also know Debbie with our PIO office. She's working hard to make sure those businesses know how to obtain this license. And so today I'm just honored to finally be at this table with the mayor and my fellow commissioners because they're also valued members of this team. And they're going to carry it over the finish line today. And so Mayor, Commissioner Perigin, Hill, Bailey, none of this happens without your leadership and support. And so I'm just really proud. I just want to thank each of you today.
All right. I'm going to move for the vote at this time. And this will be the first of two readings, non-binding. Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2025-212.
Municipal order authorizing and accepting bid number 2026-04 for Lambkin Park Restrooms Improvement Project from Finishes by Design in an amount not to exceed $231,658.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
As part of the FY26 capital improvement project budget, you all approved remodeling some restrooms at Lambkin Park. These are our main body of restrooms. They're in the center of the park, close to the spray ground and close to the softball fields. They're centrally located. We need to update these restrooms, and so we went out for bid. We got 5 bids. We are proposing to go with Finishes by Design, a local company, 231,638. I need my readers on right now, but 658, sorry. And Brent Belcher is still here, hiding behind the podium, so I can't see you. Brent's here, can answer any questions on this project, but hoping to get going on this one.
Okay.
Ask for your approval.
Mr. Mizel, Brent, here. Questions, commissioners, this time? None. Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2025-213.
Municipal order approving the purchase of a Vermeer wood chipper in the amount of $88,085.82 with Vermeer Heartland through Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Contract.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
When you're an arborist, you need a wood chipper. And we just hired our second arborist, and so we need our second wood chipper. We found this one out on Sourcewell, good deal from Vermeer, Heartland, and so we are recommending purchasing this wood chipper for $88,085.82. Again, Brent Belcher is here, can answer any of your questions.
Please.
I have a question. What do we do with the wood chips? Do we use them for mulch? Can we use them for mulch?
Greetings, everyone. Hope everybody's having a nice evening. And as far as the wood chips, we can use some of those wood chips. We actually have so many that eventually we can't. But yeah, we can use them only around trees, ironically enough. That's where we're using that, so.
Not safe for playgrounds, what you're
No, it's not safe.
stating.
It's not a playground mulch, that's right.
Yes, but okay, and we could put it out here, landscaping.
Some landscaping, yes. It's not gonna be quite as decorative. It's just not finely cut as some of you advised. But yeah, we can use it around trees and such, yes.
Okay. Other questions? Thank you, Brent. Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, municipal order number 2025-214.
Municipal order approving the purchase of inclusive surfacing at Covington Woods Park in the amount of $258,864 with Rubber Site Recycle through Omnia Partners Cooperative Purchasing Contract.
So move.
Second?
Moved by Commissioner Bailey, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Mr. Mizel.
Another one of Brent's many projects, Brent Belcher. Would be to resurface the Covington Woods Playground. We've been working on this one for some time, but we think we're ready to go now. And we went out, looked for companies that could do this, and found, I think, 5 out on the the Omnia Partners purchasing cooperative agreement. And so they gave us about 10 proposals, but Brent kind of weeded through all of them, and we think the best one is from Rubber Cycle. They are going to do a pour in place for $258,864. This would replace the mulch at Covington Woods, give it an all-inclusive surface, so like the artificial turf, similar to we have in other places already in the city, and recommend your approval on this one. Brent can answer any of your questions.
Mizel, questions? And roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, municipal order number 2025-215.
Municipal order approving the purchase of artificial turf at Lovers Lane Soccer Complex in the amount of $1,989,533.85 with Turf Field USA, Inc. through Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Contract.
So moved.
So moved by Commissioner by Beasley Brown, second by Hill. Mr. Mizel.
It's Christmas in September for the Parks Department tonight, so Brent's going to need a truck, I think, to haul this home with him. This is the project that we've been working on as well. Got a little hang up with the sinkhole at Lovers Lane for the 2 soccer fields we want to convert to turf, artificial turf. So we went out and found some companies on the Sourcewell cooperative purchasing agreement, and we think we found one, Field Turf USA. They actually did the field at WKU, the WKU football field, University of Louisville football field, Greenwood High School soccer and football fields, and then South Warren High School soccer and football fields. So we think we're in good hands. Price on this one would be $1,900,000 and $1,989,533 to do the work at Lovers Lane. Recommend your approval. Brent can answer any of your questions you might have.
Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Questions? Please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, municipal order number 2025-216.
Municipal order approving the purchase of equipment and upfitting for police vehicles from RidgeNet Network Group in the amount of $421,163.87 through cooperative purchase under Kentucky State Pricing Contract.
Second?
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
We have roughly 30 vehicles in Bowling Green Police Department that need upfitting. We found a contract out on the state pricing contract with RidgeNet Network Group. They would come in, they would upfit, I think, 26 patrol and 4 admin, if I got that right. Total amount on this was $421,163, and we are recommending your approval to go with this company. Lieutenant Colonel Bowles is here, Chief Delaney is here, Andy Souza, our Public Works Director, is here representing Fleet, can answer any questions you might have on this one.
Mr. Mizel, questions? Roll, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2025-217.
Municipal order approving the purchase of Motorola radios with Motorola Solutions, Inc. in the amount of $137,080.20 through cooperative purchase under Kentucky State Pricing Contract.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Brown, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
We are in need of 24 total Motorola radios, 12 in police, 12 in fire. We found these out on the Kentucky pricing contract and under Motorola Solutions. They would be compatible with our systems, and we were recommending approval to make this purchase in the amount of $137,080. Chief Delaney, Lieutenant Colonel Bowles is here. Lieutenant Colonel Burnham is here as well. Anybody from fire, but they can answer questions. Fire's still pending. They're new guys, I guess.
Okay. Questions at this time? Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2025-218.
Municipal order authorizing and accepting bid number 2026-10 for cement stabilization from Scotty's Contracting and Stone LLC in an amount not to exceed $686,450.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
There is a street heavily used up in northern part of our city and that needs attention. Commerce Street is roughly, what is it, a mile or less than a mile? About a half a mile. And it was built with concrete, and so Andy, why don't you come up and explain this to Melissa? I'm gonna screw this up. So Melissa, come on up.
Commerce is in the North Industrial Park. It's just off Plum Springs Loop. It was actually an asphalt street, typical asphalt street built years ago. Was never intended to have the type of traffic it has today. There's a ready-mix plant out there. There's a heavy freight business. Other Trace Diecast has trucks in and out. So I have fought this road every overlay with let's just patch it. I talked to Scotty's years ago about doing something more, but it really entails closing the road. So we finally came to the cement stabilization process, which will be a fix. We did that in South Industrial Park on Central Drive in the early 2000s, and it's really held up well. The problem is it has to cure. So we've had some long talks with the folks out there, the businesses. There's a couple that are not good with shutting down to let it cure, so they're luckily at the very, very back. So maybe there's a short little piece at the end that they can get out and around, and then we'll just repair that best we can and keep traffic open. But what this does is there's a company that comes in out of Mount Carmel, Illinois. They come in and they mill, a depth of about 8 inches, the asphalt and the materials, and they pulverize it, and then they come back with cement and water and then roll it and pack it so it's solid. So what's happening out there today is we can overlay till we're blue in the face, but the subgrade will not withstand that heavy loading. So if we can get a better subgrade and then come back with asphalt like we would normally, hopefully we can get that hold up. And the residents, there are a couple residents out there which we'll coordinate all this with. I know the Plum Springs folks that use that and come out of the neighborhoods, have had their fair share of complaints. But we can patch it one day and 6 months later it's in the same shape. So it's just a never-ending battle. So this, I think, will be a fix, and we hope to start soon.
Melissa, it'll be concrete subsurface after this?
It'll be a kind of a hardened concrete. The cement, it will stabilize the road bed when we mill up the asphalt and what's underneath there, which is basically dirt and nothing. When you add that cement, just think of throwing down a bag of cement and putting water on it, it hardens. That'll do that to the road bed. And then we can come back with our asphalt base and our asphalt surface. So it'll be an asphalt road at the end. So Central Avenue in South Industrial Park, if you drive that, it's been there, I want to say for probably pushing 15 years, 12 to 15 years. And there's a few places that could use attention, but it has really held up to that traffic out there.
Thank you so much. I know
You're
that we've
welcome.
had lots of folks reaching out, just asking, what can we do about this road? And I'm just so grateful that you all just keep working at it to figure out, it's just all those barriers you talked about in terms of being able to shut down the road, just the surface just being impossible to withstand all that heavy traffic. And I'm just really grateful that you all just keep working until you find a solution. And so I'm excited for that neighborhood and for us finally figuring it out and finding a way to get that road safe and secure.
Short headache for a long-term fix, for sure.
Melissa, sorry you're having to work on your birthday, but happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, happy
Thank you very
birthday.
Melissa, I also want to thank you as well. You don't have to say anything, but we should sing happy birthday to you. For a dime, a nickel, and 2 pennies. That's 17 cents that you guys use for every dollar, every tax dollar. You're fixing, and I appreciate every time I'm reaching out to Andy, Mr. Souza, you guys are always trying to find a solution to a person's problem. So Public Works is always there, and to give you guys your flowers here, thank you for always doing that. A lot of people don't realize that's how much they pay for you guys to come out there just to kind of fix that problem. As you're sitting up here, you're talking about basically trying to fix a problem that you've been trying to fix for many years. And hopefully this is the solution for that problem. But it's for a dime, a nickel, and 2 pennies, 17 cents. And you guys are always trying to do that. So thank you for trying to always, every time we're calling you guys, you try to go out there and try to meet with a neighbor or somebody else and try to figure it out. Even if it's not the best solution, you try to figure out a solution to help that individual out. So thank you for even trying to do this and create a new road where this will be a maybe not the best solution, but it'll be a solution to help them out. So thank you, guys.
There's
And
a
happy
double,
birthday.
and there's a double meaning to heavy traffic on this road. It's heavily traveled, and what's on it is heavy. They're hauling asphalt, and so it's been abused. So we need to get it fixed for once and for all. And thank you, Melissa, for bailing me out. You explained it much better than I could. So thank you all.
All right. Sing to her later, Carlos.
I moved my microphone so no one could hear me sing.
It would be better if we didn't sing, but happy birthday, Melissa. Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2025-219.
Municipal order approving the purchase of vehicles in the amount of $506,399.12 with Olathe Ford Sales, Inc. through Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Contract.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, seconded by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
In the FY26 budget, we had budgeted to purchase 8 vehicles. In your packets is a great memo from Denise Gillen, our fleet manager. We are looking at a passenger van for fire, 15 passenger van for fire, along with 4 3/4 ton crew cab trucks, a dump truck for landscape division, a dump truck for the operations division, and then a large cargo van for NCS, all totaling around $506,000. We found these on the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Agreement, and I recommend your approval.
Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Questions at this time? None. Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2025-21, first reading, non-binding.
Ordinance closing a public right-of-way. Ordinance approving the closing of an unapproved right-of-way located between 1418 and 1422 Mount Air Circle.
So moved.
Second.
By Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Mr. Mizel.
The Planning Commission received a request to close some right-of-way out in Mount Air, actually Mount Air Drive, 1418 and 1422. There was a strip of land that was unnamed right-of-way. The Planning Commission met August 7th and voted unanimously to approve the recommendation to you all to close this right-of-way. Mr. Peterson is here with us tonight, can answer any of your questions you might have on this one. There's a map in your packet showing where this is.
Mr. Peterson, thank you for being here tonight. Commissioners, questions or comments? None? Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2025-220.
Municipal order approving and authorizing out-of-town travel expenses for Mayor Todd Alcott to attend Leadership Kentucky in Paducah, Kentucky.
So moved.
Moved.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Again, you're going to hear a repeat of this. This is our third visit in Kentucky leadership. We went to Berea, we went to Northern Kentucky, we're going to Northern Kentucky, we went to Pikesville, and this was to Paducah. I'm learning a lot. And by the way, Brent, there is a Metropolitan Hotel I want us to take a bus trip to. It is what is our Southern Queen Hotel. And so I learned a lot there. There was a woman that gave a tour, and it's something that I think is worthy to take a trip there. Maybe we can get our bus and take another visit, but it's something that I'd like to set up. But you're going to hear a repeat. We're going to go a few more places, but we are coming to Bowling Green October 15th, 16th, and 17th, Kentucky Leadership, and I will invite those that would like to participate. We're going to have a social at White Squirrel, I think on Thursday night, so it should be a fun event, and I look forward to sharing that crew with this crew as we grow as our Commonwealth. But thank you for allowing me to do this year. All right. Any further questions? Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2025-22, first reading, non-binding.
Ordinance amending Code of Ordinances. Ordinance amending various chapters of the City of Bowling Green Code of Ordinances to make revisions identified in the judicial review and administrative revisions.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
I'd like to thank Ashley Jackson, our city clerk, for working on this. This is a lot of work, and I'm just going to hand off to her so I don't screw this one up too. So Ashley, you want to give a brief
Sure.
overview?
That you do have a memo. I know that it's noted in there, rather vague, and I don't want to spend a lot of time going through all of this, but it is required, and we do this every 5 years. American Legal finished this review for us and gave us the final report. Myself, Assistant City Clerk Hope Spiller, and City Attorney Hillary Hightower reviewed, researched. This has been a very long process. For those that don't really know the behind the scenes, it takes months. We received this probably February timeframe. It's taken us till to date to get you something final. It just shows that a lot of hard work goes into working with the departments and then the legal department doing everything that they need to do to make sure this process goes smoothly. So a lot of these are administrative revisions, which include correcting citations to state and federal laws. You'll see those in there with the redactions. Also, Chapter 23, Water and Sewer. I worked very closely with BGMU. You will notice there is a lot of redactions to their tables in there with their fees. I discussed with them that is a little misleading to the residents because they look at that and see rates that are from years past. It was in there for historical purposes only. Those have now been redacted, and there is links to their websites of where their current rates are. It did not make sense having it that way. The judicial review also agreed with us on that. But otherwise, lots of just administrative changes and things that we needed to do to clean up, and I would recommend your approval. Thank you.
Hard work, you and your input to this. Questions at this time? None. Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2025-18, second reading, binding as amended.
Ordinance relating to property tax rates. Ordinance setting 2025 property tax rates, franchise tax rates, and improvement assessment rates, and setting forth guidelines for payment, penalty, and interest.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. This was 5-0 at our last commission meeting, had significant discussion, actually was amended by Commissioner Hill and accepted by the commission for the new rate as set, and this will set us in place. Any further discussion at this time? Roll call, please.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Okay. We're going to go to closed minutes, but we have room for public comments. We're checking for that right now. Our next scheduled meeting is September 16th, 2025. No public comments. We are closed for closed session. Thank you.